Ladies and gentlemen, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, and in the end, it was a very long time. Game 1 was a 75-minute, I wouldn't call it a barn burner, but a lot of stuff died. It went on forever. In the end, RoX.KiS just didn't have enough gas left in the tank. iCCup took Game 1. You're watching the Corsair Summer 2013. It was Group A action. And it continues to be Group A action. The best of 3 advances out of the group. I am LD of Beyond the Summit. I'm joined here by Lysander, who cannot stop giggling. Lysander, you caught at least the end of that game. What did you think?
I thought I caught the end of the game when the first set of Rexes went down, but well,
that was like 40 minutes before the game actually ended.
Yeah, I thought it was the end. I was like, GG iCCup, but no. Trolls everywhere. I went to brush my teeth actually. I was about to settle in and just watch the game on my bed, but no. I saw you solo casting and I was like, I felt that you were like trapped in a matrix or something where you couldn't get out, you couldn't find a phone, and you're just stuck in there solo casting on your own. Malenius went to sleep, he has abandoned you, and now, well, RoX.KiS took a really long time, and well, in the end, iCCup, they overpowered them with a lot of good item pickups. That Zero Blade, as well the ensnare from the Naga Siren actually working against the lifestealer towards the late game, so that was actually a big deal.
Yeah, there was some great decision making from them, and you got to also, there was quite a few questions about some of the things RoX.KiS chose, but I beat that horse to death, and then I resurrected it. I beat it to death again. I resurrected it. I killed it 5,000 different ways before the game ended, so I won't go through the litany of things they could have done differently, but we'll talk about this draft. RoX.KiS, of course, being on the dire side, are going through their selections now. They've made 4 picks. They have a lot of AoE, quite a bit of team fight, and iCCup have a very awkward lineup. Long cooldown ultimates for the Enigma and the Queen of Pain, not nearly as much burst, very susceptible to the Puck, Silence, and Coil. It is an unusual lineup, and they started, I believe they started this game with the tree, and RoX.KiS took the Weaver away immediately, but I am not so sure about iCCup's draft. It is strange, to say the least.
Well, they could go for a little bit more tag team. With the Triumph Sector, the Overgrowth is 70 seconds cooldown across the board, so it's a very, very spammable ultimate. It does trap the Weaver so long he doesn't have Manta Style, so long he has used his time lapse. You grip him with the Overgrowth, he's stuck there, and he can be burst down very fast. Enigma Black Hole, he's there when he's there, but there's the fissure right now, there is the silence from the Puck, like you said. So it's gonna be very hard for him to blow up the use the Black Hole to the full extent without the BKB. But right now I feel that iCCup is actually begging to be hit by a silencer here.
Well, we'll see if RoX.KiS go for a silencer. That would be pretty damn greedy, to say the least. But what I like by iCCup is they've gotten a very high damage carry in the Morphling. This hero can really dish it out, and they've gotten it with the Treant at his side. And now, well, Morphling's already hard to kill. You throw Living Armor on top of him, and he becomes perhaps nigh impossible to bring down. A mobile lineup, an annoying lineup, but RoX.KiS still, I feel their draft's just a lot more stable thus far.
Yeah, but this combo I've seen before, the Morphling as well as the Treant Protector, I believe he was played by Mistrust. They have Lakels on the Morphling, and they have the Living Armor making Morphling nigh impossible to kill. Because he just morphs everything, the Living Armor keeps him alive just enough for him to not tip over while he's morphing to Strength. And once he gets to that critical mass of Strength, you can't really kill him. I told Gods the other day that the only way I think that it's reliable to bring down a Morphling is actually using a Necrolite, where I use the percentage base HP against him. Because he doesn't usually get magic resistance, so Necrolite could be a counter, but otherwise, they pick a Disruptor, which is great, can glimpse the Morphling back, but he has a lot of ways to get out of trouble. And Brood Mother, that's something we don't see very often, and it's going to be picked up by iCCup.
Yeah, RoX.KiS went for a pretty greedy support. A support that needs a lot of levels, doesn't really zone effectively, and they're also a bit lacking in AoE from that support. But they do have an Earthshaker to help mitigate it. The final choice for IcyCup is also an unusual, almost forgotten hero. It's the Broodmother for Mag. Spider lanes were heavily nerfed. Well, they got a buff because you get 4 every time you spawn them, but they also give you more gold. That was 2 patches ago that change was made. And ever since that change and just the shift in the general playstyle of teams, she has fallen off. So Lysander will run through our teams quickly. On the Radiant side, you have iCCup. Nobody expected them to come this far. RoX.KiS and VP are the 2 big names in Group A, but they've done it, and they're 1 win away from advancing out of Group A as the #1 seed. Resolution, the mid-queen of Pain, will have Always Want to Fly, handling that Enigma. Probably going to be starting the jungle, just checking a rune for the time being. We Just Zik. That'll be their 5-position support, the Treant Protector, Observers and Sentries for him. And then last but not least, actually Enigma did buy those, by the way. And last but not least, you'll have Jackal, the hard carry player, starting as the Morphling in the safe lane.
An overside of RoX.KiS playing on the Dire. We have BZZ's perfect. Got caught out a little bit too many times the last game. He's going to be playing on the Puck, the solo mid, and Yoel's going to play on the Disruptor. We have Nexus going to play the hard carry Gyrocopter, and it's going to be Android. Yeah, Android is going to be playing the Earthshaker as well as Tipo, or how's it you pronounced it? I know there's a pronunciation
it's
for this.
Tron. Tron.
Right, Tron. That's going to be a little bit trippy for me. But yeah, Tron is going to be on the Weaver. And yeah, this lineup, I would like to wonder about this Broodmother pick. It's kind of like a death wish. You're going against an Earthshaker and you pick a Broodmother. So, I don't know what IcyCup was thinking. But
well,
again,
the one thing is that Earthshaker is not very... He's actually not that good against Broodmother in the early laning stage. It's more in the mid game and in the late game where Mag could start to struggle. But you look at RoX.KiS, Disruptor doesn't actually have that much AoE, so I think the pick could work out okay. For the time being, that Earthshaker is actually doing some ancient shenanigans. It's an off-lane Earthshaker, and Weaver, well, he is in the bottom lane, but just trying to pull the wave back. So for the time being, there's no pressure from the ES in the top lane. It's just a Gyro versus a Brood and a Disruptor. And frankly, Disruptor is one of the supports that Brood can really punish and take advantage of. He is rather weak against her.
yeah, his Thunder Strike does a lot of damage to singular targets, but against the spiders, he could get overwhelmed and brought down. But the Earthshaker, yeah, this ancient stacking, I believe, it's been done before as well. Also the same game, I believe it was Myth Trust. I'm not really sure. It's one of the Southeast Asian games I casted. They did this, and they dragged the creep wave with the fissure. He fissures off to the side here. I can't draw a line for you to see, but he fissures at the right angle. The creep wave gets drawn in there. He pulls the ancient just in time, and he gets to ancient farm. But he needs a lot of clarity potions to do that. And right now you see, he's sitting with just 4 clarities, nothing else in his inventory. And yeah, he will get quite a bit of levels, and he will deny this entire creep wave. Ancients will destroy entire creep wave with no problem at all.
Yeah, the main thing is just pulling the wave back. Actually, the creeps aren't very good at killing the ancients early, along the lines of what you're saying, because these golems are actually pretty hard. If you do a couple of pulls, you can kill one of the small golems, but mostly you pull the wave back, you keep the weaver safe as a result, and you also deny a lot of farm to the Morphling. And we'll also see the camp blocked off the bat. Weaver got an illusion rune, and there's also an observer ward here. So that means iCCup can't deward the pull. Morphling, a very farm-dependent hero, going to be denied pretty heavily. And there's not a whole lot they can do about it unless they can get this dewarder. We Just Zik does have sentries, but for the time being, it seems we're going to have a bit of a prolonged pause here as there's an issue related to legacy keys for one of the players. And this series is actually scheduled to end in 30 minutes, but at this rate it might be, it could be an hour and a half to 2 hours. We'll have it on pause, we'll get back underway. It looks like whatever the issue was either fixed, or the player decided to man up and not worry about it.
Yeah, so...
Either way, I'm certainly not complaining.
Yeah, I mean, remake means more downtime, and I don't think you can deal with more downtime in the Lonely Studios.
That's very true.
Meanwhile, again, more fissure shenanigans gonna be pulling the creep wave back. And yeah, like you said, Tron will be tanking out a bit of the creep wave, but he has a bunch of tangles for that. And Sukuji allows him to just, well, run around the creep wave there. Oh, the range creep actually does slip away from the fissure trap, but that's only one range creep. And now Morphling, he's actually suffering in terms of levels. He's sitting only at level 1 still. iCCup Jackal, he's not been getting anything. Not a single drop of EXP, he just gets 1 now.
Yeah, he's only got 2 CS, like you said. It's just not a whole lot is going his way. Also, they tried to deward the pull, which really helps you to prevent this fissure blocking shenanigans, but The ward was placed in the standard location, and it's the new sentry wards as well. It just makes it very hard to deward. It's still being blocked by this observer. I believe it is, in fact, in the spawn box. We'll see in just a second here. And if that is indeed the case, then they have used all their sentries. They're actually going to block the Ancients. They placed a sentry there, the treated. They know what RoX.KiS are up to. But the damage has somewhat already been done, especially since he had to drop a sentry there. He can't deward his own pull, and so in that sense, it's been successful. And if they want to send Earthshaker top, I think they've already done their job.
Yeah, Weaver should have a good enough start to have a high-level Shukuchi. Actually push back Jackal as well. He has gone for first point Adaptive Strike. That is very, very interesting. I don't know what's with this build, but it's usually more for waveform. Either one of those, but definitely not
this I think this was the hotkey issue that they were talking about, I want to say. Yeah,
right.
it was Jackal who was having the hotkey issue, so that's why he took Adaptive Strike at level 1. Like you said, unusual build, but certainly not intended. It's just not a good level 1 spell. You do get a midi stun in very rare situations. Can be useful, but not the case here. So, early on, it looks like we'll see a rotation towards the top rune for Resolution. Picks up a double damage rune. And this Broodmother is already level 3. Disruptor doing a lot with the pulls early on, but Mag is getting levels, and that's the main thing you need on Brood. Once you get level 5, you get a Soul Ring, you can just spam the ever-living crap out of the enemy supports, and it's hard to stay in the lane.
Yeah, not just the supports. Gyrocopter will find it really hard as well. He's only left with a Salve now, and he's down to 383, and the Spiders will just go but nibble his toes. And after a while, he will be forced to ask for regen from Yol, and, well, Yol might find himself in trouble as well. All these... The good thing about Broodmother is she has the webs. She can take down all these trees, so any TP supports that come in at tier 1s will be spotted a mile away. So
of course,
Broodmother's gonna feel pretty safe.
Of course, Treant did start in the jungle. It's pretty common to see for most Treant players. It's something Goblak's really pioneered. With Living Armor, it's very easy, and just his natural base damage, his high HP pool. You can do them at level 1. He gets level 2 off of the neutrals. Now a Soul Ring picked up for the Brood. I am still with you, Lysander, in that the Broodmother pick seems odd, because if Mag doesn't get a lot done in this early game, he hasn't stopped Yol from finding levels as a support. And mid-game, against Flat Cannon, Puck's AoE, Earthshaker, and mainly just Flat Cannon, these Spiderlings will not accomplish a whole lot, so we will see. But for the time being, I am not really convinced, and this laning stage to me looks very good for RoX.KiS.
And you know what's the worst part about this? About Mag not working out is we'll go to a game 3 and possibly even more trolls from these two teams. But we see Resolution in the middle lane. He actually rushes BZZ's perfect, but a haste rune gonna get him out of there.
There's your
a good
fissure.
fissure, but wrong side of the fissure there. So Resolution with the living armor is gonna live there with BZZ.
Yeah.
He wants to dive this.
This is not happening. I don't even know why he's thinking about going in. He's actually going to pay with his own life. First blood to Resolution. You have to know better. That's Living Armor. You cannot mess around with that spell.
Yeah.
And he really underestimated it.
Gods and I have established that Treant Protector is the cancer of supports. There's PL and there's Treant. He is really, really, really hard to deal with, especially in the laning phases. It's like a refraction for the Queen of Pain. Usually Puck wins this lineup because of the silence and the burst damage on the Queen of Pain. But now with the living armor, it's really hard. BCC overextending.
Yeah, Queen of Pain will have early treads. Resolution blinks away. He walks back into the orb just for the hell of it. BCC actually could have ported on that and probably killed him, but didn't expect the Queen of Pain to do so. And there is always Living Armor, so would have been dangerous. Is cooling down. Queen of Pain heading back to the fountain, and will pick up a magic stick. Now, a magic wand rather. Off to a good start. I'm looking at Mag. He has level 5, and I would just like to see a little more pressure from this team. IcyCup farming passively. They're morphling a slow start, 17-4. The fissure shenanigans have not stopped for a second. Still level 3. Another fissure comes out. The sentry ward that they placed in the camp either expired or was actually it looks like it was dewarded. So that continues, and their lineup in the mid game relies really heavily on this morphling to do quite a bit of damage because Black Hole's got a huge cooldown. It's not something you can use to find multiple kills. And we'll see what they can do, but I am just not feeling good if I'm an iCCup fan. Resolution rotates top, though, and if he has a good dive here, maybe he can really snowball things for his team.
Yeah. Where's the Queen of Pain?
Double damage.
The Queen of Pain's going up top. Yep, he has a double damage in the bottle as well. So, the Spider's going to stop the creep wave, and when the creep wave hits the tower, this is when the Queen of Pain has the Q to dive. And I think it's gonna happen soon. Resolution has his ultimate. That's a lot of burst damage there. Disruptor is just at the maximum threshold. 470 is Sonic Wave, and a Scream of Pain just takes him out immediately. So he has to be very careful. Here we go.
So dead.
Sonic Wave as well, right click.
Wow, beautiful ult by Resolution. Brings one down. Could maybe have even gone on Nexus if he had the time to chase, but worried about a TP. He will back off, and here comes BZZ is perfect. He's rotating there as well. And we might have a clash momentarily. Coil's online, Mag lurking in the webs.
But BZZ has a very interesting build in his puck. He has 2 points in the AWP, 2 points in phase shift. Not so sure it's necessary, and only 1 point in silence. So he won't be able to stop the Queen of Pain from blinking for too long a time, only 0.75 seconds. He has to be very on the mark with that. And now BZZ not going to find an opening here, and Mag is actually keeping tabs on him. The Brood Mother already up at level 6, doing really good, skipping the ultimate, not thinking that, well, thinking he wouldn't really get into any brawls, just needing the Spiderlings at that time, choosing for more webs instead. And we see Jackal actually going to the ancient jungle.
Oh, this is bad. Black Hole has found BZZ, and now Resolution comes in. There's your Scream. Orbs away, the Blink is on cooldown. He's gonna tick down. Bottles up, wall undercover, a phase shift. He's actually gonna live through this. I think he's got another phase shift. He'll pop it now, and I think he will survive. That was unfortunate. Really thought they had the kill there, but just not quite enough burst in the end. And I'm just looking at Jackal bottom rune. He has to be frustrated. He waves in on Android P, drops a fissure, wants to deny himself to these Ancients. These Ancients have been his best friend in so many ways, and they'll be his best friend here again.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, dive from Tron onto We Just Sick, but he doesn't have living armor. Time lapses out, and now continues chasing. He's got another Sakuchi. There is no Nature's Guise. He looks to be in trouble. Actually, living armor's up. Tron's still waiting. Tries to TP out. They get the vision. They Malefice him. He will fall, almost certainly. They just need a Scream. There you go. A killing speed for Resolution. He is moving very effectively this game and really giving his team a lot of momentum. And Jackal couldn't farm bottom, but now they've sent a mid. And that lane, you can't pull the Ancient. So finally get some gold.
Yeah. You can actually pull it for the Radiant, so...
Yeah, not for the Dire side, though.
Yeah, for the Dire, you will be doing on the bot. And if it's the middle, it's for the Radiant. And yeah, RoX.KiS, they had a great start and everything, and now with a couple of deaths, it feels like they just throw the bone back into IcyCup's lap. It's like, here, take a little bit of favors from us. And yeah, they are pushing the tier 1 top now, but it's still not so big of a deal. If Brood Mother loses this, she has a little bit more space to farm up. Brood Mother isn't exactly the best with anti-pushes, but the Treant Protector, he's really keeping this tower alive.
In theory, they should just build a farm all these Spiderlings, but constantly he's keeping them under the webs. It's where you really need sentries. You do need vision to actually attack them. So under the webs, they're invisible, and not getting the gold that they thought they might. Nexus, he is your second from lead farmer, getting pretty good CS so far. 53, but a lot of that is Spiderlings. He might go down here. We've had a rotation in from our Queen of Pain. Ult's off cooldown. Resolution wants to make a move. They really want to punish this Earthshaker. Simultaneously, there's an engagement bottom, but we'll check top. Nothing going in. It is going to be always want to fly going on to Android. Now top. The puck or the silencer disruptor ult was deployed. Now Resolution in trouble, but the living armor keeps him in fighting shape. Now he blinks forward. He follows that puck and continues to give chase. Has the ult cooling down. No blink just yet. There is another phase shift and orb coming soon. And Broodmother giving chase. Mag had a nuke. Didn't actually go for it. The Scream a little bit too early, but the nuke will follow. The spawn Spiderlings finds the kill. Now on to Nexus. Score 6-0, and seems it may only get worse. Nexus on the run, even through the phase boots. Down he goes. Wave to the face. And they find a kill.
He's gonna give a little bit of a giggle there, and well, IcyCup leads 7-0 here. A little bit. Well, I wouldn't say that RoX.KiS have poor lanes. They have great lanes, but they just have been misplaying a little bit. BZZ with his first blood, very unfortunate, very unnecessary as well. Had the haste rune, no reason dying there, and the Brood Mother had a little bit of a better start than she should have. And in this turn of events, she actually takes a tier 1 ahead of the RoX.KiS team. So RoX.KiS looking to be behind in this game 2 of this best of 3 here in this Corsair Cup. And well, Enigma still happily farming in the jungle. His first black hole, not exactly getting a kill, but the second one's online now. He has a mechanism, right?
And
always want to fly.
Yeah, for iCCup, their lineup felt very passive, but the puck death, as you mentioned, was a pretty big mistake by RoX.KiS. The other thing that I think they've really done well, though, is just constantly ganking the Broodmother's lane. Because once you get that tier 1, Broodmother can start to just expand her influence, start farming the enemy jungle camps, and that also really punishes a Gyrocopter pick who wants to be stacking his own neutral camps. He's actually got an early Mask of Death, trying to rush a Dominator and go for an Ancient stacking style, but you see a Radiant Observer Ward blocking the Dire Ancients once again. They're well prepared for this. RoX.KiS just really too greedy, I feel, in this game in terms of the item selections. I'd much rather see a BKB rush or even just a drum, something to tank up, and being punished heavily. Mid lane, though, will have a big engagement. Jackal, living armor available if necessary, does get glimpsed back in to a Static Storm, dropping pretty quickly. Living armor keeps him for the time being alive. He breaks the tether. Now a black hole catches 2. Where's the follow-up? The wave over the top. There you go. Now Queen of Pain blinks in, Scream, and the kill. They connect, and they do it beautifully. And all the while, Mag is pushing top.
Clutch TP in from Always Wanna Fly, the great TP support into the mechanism, but I think that the Morphling was the wrong hero to go on to. He has 3 points in the Morph. He's just gonna be morphing all the way into strength. That living armor is gonna prevent him from dropping over the critical hitch. And once that Morph does set in, it's really difficult to bring him down. And yep, diving even further there, converging there, and the black hole just catching 2 of the key heroes there. 9-0 now, and I bet the chat's gonna erupt and saying like, no kill strats on the way, 26-0, whatnot. RoX.KiS just not playing to their potential of the draft, I feel.
The chat's already erupted, by the way. they erupt anytime RoX.KiS isn't. They erupt when RoX.KiS isn't even in the game, let alone when they're playing. But yeah, who can blame them? It's a fresh meme. They're gonna beat the ever-living crap out of it until it's no longer fresh. I do want to point out, I like the item selection a lot from iCCup. Mag going for an early Asha. The best split pushing item that he could possibly get this game. It makes you move at basically max move speed onto your webs. And once you get a Manta style, you can do a lot of damage to towers. Also fantastic against Puck Silence, as well as removing dust. So Yasha, for me, the perfect choice this game, and scales a lot better than something like a BKB. Like that pickup a lot. The early mech from Enigma, that's kind of an obviously good choice. And then Resolution, rushing a BKB, you have to do this against a Disruptor as Queen of Pain. Otherwise, if you just get pulled back into Static Storm, you die. But with it, she'll more or less be immortal in these fights. So smart item selections and a good start, putting them in a very comfortable position as they head towards the mid game.
Yeah, and this is an off-lane Broodmother that has not died a single time. Usually Broodmothers, even if you kill them 4 times in the laning phase, they can bounce back. You leave them alone, you have to deal with the other lanes, you go out, leave them in the lane for a while, and she takes the 2 of your towers, and she still does fine. But now this is a 2-0 Broodmother that has not been shut down even once. So like we said, the Disruptor pick not working too well against this Brood pick. So RoX.KiS, well, it seems that your call-out was actually pretty accurate in terms of this Broodmother. The Broodmother isn't as silly as a pick now as it seems like against that Earthshaker.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd like to just pat myself on the back, a lot of it really was the Queen of Pain. Like, if she didn't have those early movements, the Broodmother doesn't get kills, they don't take the towers early, and although I think the pick still would have worked out okay, Mag hadn't actually stopped the Disruptor from pulling. So I think RoX.KiS was playing it way better than I thought they'd be able to early, but once the Queen of Pain came into the lane, yeah, then things started to come apart at the seams for RoX.KiS. Ancients have been cleared off, but this Gyro going for an early Dominator means that he's actually stopped that. He's going back for BKB, which is definitely the right choice, but unfortunately it will be quite a bit delayed.
Yeah, and Morphling having a great time now despite his bad start. Might see him pick up a Ghost Scepter. He has hit 1.6k. Is he going to pick up the Ghost Scepter? Maybe work towards the E-Blade. Maybe you want to save straight for the Eagle Song for that agility boost.
I think it's actually maybe a BKB game for the same reason as the Queen of Pain, but we'll see what he goes for. Definitely has the option either way, and for the time being, sit it on his goal.
E-Blade could remove Disruptor. I mean, look at his HP, 600. Weaver as well in contention for that E-Blade nuke, although he is going for the BKB rush. So
yeah, you're right. There are a lot of good targets. It also goes the other way though, where if he gets caught and he doesn't get off Morph in Static Storm, then he's dead. So it just depends how confident he feels mainly. And we'll see which direction he goes. But
Always Want to Fly. 500 gold from his
Mag. He has eaten a Fissure top lane. There's your coil as well as a call down. But that living armor, Queen of Pain, unfortunately sent back, teleported in. removed from the engagement, but here comes the backstab. This is a very manly Enigma running up the river, past Dire Observer Wards, into the fray, and he's going to look to make something happen. Android P on the run. In comes your Queen of Pain. Blake, Scream, catches 2, and now Yol likely to fall as well. This is too much of a good start for Resolution. 6-0-3. I don't actually know if there's any coming back from a Queen of Pain start this sensational. BKB is going to be complete at 16 minutes.
Oh,
the puck
he misses the jump.
Yeah, I think he's dead anyway, but that certainly won't help. Surrounded and picked off. RoX.KiS, you look at their draft, and they looked like they had the much better team fight, but not with Puck getting absolutely annihilated like this.
At this point, I would like to question, is it because of Tilt from losing a 75-minute game which you should have won? They might be feeling really down because of that, and, well, IcyCup on the flip side are actually riding on that morale from winning that 75 minutes game that they were behind on. So this is certainly, like you said,
I would probably be on Tilt. I can't speak for RoX.KiS, but I would say like 95% of Dota players would be on Tilt after that game, because like you said, they had no business losing that game, and IcyCup had no business winning it, but they did, and here we are.
Yeah. They did, and now they look to be winning the second game. Of course, we won't count it out just yet. This is Russian Dota, anything could happen. But
that's true. It's very much like Pinoy Dota in that sense.
Yeah, it is.
And here we go. Our Spiderling scouting out Yol. They're going to start to chip away at him here. They'll back off. You do have to be very careful not to feed the Gyro or the Earthshaker a big bounty. Speaking of that Earthshaker, a Blink Dagger this game would be so essential. Oh no. Where did I miss? Courier goes down, bottom lane. Died to the Weaver, it looks like. I think Tron probably sniped her. Maybe it just died to the tower, but we'll get caught. He's forced to time lapse out. Does get away in the end. And the tier 1 goes to the Queen of Pain. Already has a BKB. Could go for an Orchid or a Scythe, but some sort of lockdown item would be really good this game. And, well, it looks like Tron almost has a BKB, so I'd lean towards the Scythe now.
Yeah, Mac. No, he has decided not to go for Manta Style, he's going for the BKB anyway. He just wants the Yasha for the move speed and the attack speed. And Ogre, Mithril Hammer.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad. I mean, I personally, I know AUI 2000 used to play a lot of Broodmother, and he had some very strong opinions, but he's very persuasive, just from reading some of his public posts. I'm inclined to agree with him that you get the Yasha, you go Manta Style, and the best thing about it is it removes dust. So you can Manta out of that. It forces the enemy supports to buy sentries, which aren't effective against a Brood who moves this quickly unless you have some great lockdown. Or it forces them to buy a gem. Either way, it's a tax on the supports. And also, as I mentioned earlier, it does remove the Puck silence, so very potent there. But a BKB will at least remove the Puck silence. So we'll see. Mag is just taking over this jungle, and that's the beauty of the Broodmother. You get those couple early kills top, and now Mag can steal the enemy neutrals, also pressure the lane, and Gyrocopter very limited in his ability to find farm. And here comes a 4-man roaming party.
Yeah, wow, the entire armada of spiders going to be surrounding him. Nexus going to be picked off here by Resolution and friends, and Lee Seed as well going to ensure this kill. He tries to get some spiders, but Treant Protector will get a kill for himself. 13-0. We're halfway there, guys. Halfway there.
This is... Stop it, Lysander. Just stop. Just stop. You're a bad influence on the chat. I don't approve. No, it's fine. I'm just kidding. But my goodness.
Yeah, but I really love the memes as well. I mean, it's really bad. I feel bad sometimes, but the memes are just fine. Kappa just really gets to me. But still, I have to applaud IcyCup. They have been on the ball here. And when you get no deaths on your team, you tend to actually be more vigilant. Don't want to give away any deaths because you're like, oh, we're very close to a perfect game. You just have that feeling. I have that feeling in pubs as well, although it doesn't ever work out. But still, we always have that feeling that you don't want to be throwing a kill here. Whoever throws that kill will have to buy everyone a beer or something. I'm sure it's on the minds of IcyCup right now.
Yeah, I'm sure RoX.KiS wants some beers after the way this game has gone so far.
I think beers are a little bit too light. Maybe some vodka.
Yeah, you know, the good news for them is they do have double BKB up, but IcyCup are just not afraid. They're barreling down the middle lane, sieging on the tier 2 mid, getting closer and closer to taking game 2, and if they do that, they advance out of Group A. Loser of this best of 3 drops down to face Virtus Pro, a staunch opponent, waiting in the lower bracket finals of the Group A stage. Well, iCCup, they'll take a tier 2 mid. Now they jump forward. They've caught Yol. He glimpses him back, but it might be too late. Malefice, where is it? Drops the Dark Pulse, breaks up the trees. Now the Malefice deployed. No BKB. He used that blink to initiate. Now, well, Trian in a bad position here. Mag as well dropping pretty low. Forced back for the time being. A blink by the Queen of Pain. Continues to give chase. Just fearless in this team fight. And we will see a teleport out from Always Wanna Fly. No mana for his Black Hole. Actually just got it.
Chasing the trend was a bad idea. Chasing the trend might be a bad idea. No, they're going to give it the trend, so no perfect score for them. iCCup will lose the kill here. And, well, Tron is actually chasing down the Queen of Pain. A little bit of an overdive there. They did get the Disruptor, but overall, they just threw away a trend. Well, I guess a trend isn't worth that much anyway. He bought up his entire Vlad. So, well, he didn't really lose much from that death, other than the fact that they lose their clean slate right now.
But that's a big thing to lose.
Yeah, it is. The chat will be very disappointed.
If that guy was on my team, I'd be flaming him so hard right now. Feeder, noob, idiot, report.
Yeah, intentional feeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's still hope for 3-2-2.
Like you said though, he got the Vlads, and that's a nice little pickup. When you have Broodmother, that additional lifesteal does help. The armor's obviously great against Gyro, Weaver. It's for RoX.KiS mostly physical damage they have to turn to now because Queen of Pain is a BKB, Broodmother is a BKB, Morphling could have one if he wants, or maybe we'll just go for the shotgun or the... we'll see. But Always Wanna Fly, hunting Yol here in the jungle. Resolution about to get another simple kill. And there's your completed Manta style.
Yeah, Disruptor just hasn't been having a good game. 0 for 5 here. He got a good pull early on, he got some good levels, but he really couldn't do anything. The Earthshaker was busy trying to screw up Jackal's farm with that Fissure pull, but it was a little bit gimmicky. He should have rotated out, try and get some kills with the Disruptor. Disruptor is a really good ganker, especially against Queen of Pain. If you get like 2 levels, 3 levels in that glimpse, you can actually glimpse the Queen of Pain beforehand. Sometimes she has to blink before your glimpse actually sends her back. Otherwise, if she has to wait 4 seconds for the glimpse to send her, well, in a less dangerous place, she's already usually nuked down, especially with a pup. You should have actually gone for ganks. That's a mistake, I feel.
I just go back to the draft, and Disruptor is such a passive support. You need someone a little bit with better AoE early on against Broodmother in general. I mean, the lane went better than expected, but you don't expect Queen of Pain to have a BKB that fast. That's very true, but still, there was living armor. They had such a strong defensive lineup. They have an off-lane Brood. Unfortunately, once you get Disruptor, you very much rely on finding the right kind of team fight, and they just couldn't do it. But now we'll smoke up for RoX.KiS. They'll wrap around perhaps. I don't think it matters what angle they attack iCCup from. It's going to be very hard to take this engagement. Keep an eye on the Enigma, smoked up in the back lines. If he gets caught, this could be a good start. In they go. Blink, silence, and now they need a coil as well. It's deployed. They try to find a black hole, but the BKB, it's going to bring them down in a hurry. Queen of Pain onto the backside, finds everyone. Echo Slam from Android P. We Just Sick is low, but Queen of Pain still stands strong. Jackal fighting his way out of this one. Wants to kill BZZ, who sticks up with about 10 HP. Will survive. Weaver time-lapsing back. Queen of Pain leaping forward. Resolution's overextended. I think you called it, Lysander. You just can never count these Russian teams out. Waving forward is Morphling, though. He finds 3. They'll, in the end, come out slightly on top. Remember, though, they're fighting 4v5, so if they come out on top, then they're really coming out on top.
Oh, Jackal, what were you doing? He hit the wrong button. He morphed to agility, lost a lot of HP, and just died to the Weaver. Big mistake there.
Well, he's having the hotkey issues, and I guess it happened again.
Yeah, so finally cost him some deaths there. And yep, 18-4 now. RoX.KiS getting a little bit of respite, but it's not enough. Queen of Pain with that godlike streak still going strong. Did not die there. 9-0 on this Queen of Pain. He's having the best game of his life.
There's something big for the Broodmother now. It's going to be a basher on the way for Mag. And this is a pretty great item. If you could just batch the Puck or the Weaver, they're squishy enough that you can probably burst them down. And also Gyro and Weaver have both gone BKB. So I like the pickup of an early basher. Manta's not going to be super useful later on this game, I feel. I mean, maybe he'll get it for just the utility, but the illusions will die pretty quickly to the AoE. The RoX.KiS have. In goes Mag, top lane. He's popped his ult. Nexus forced to TP out. The basher will stop it. That bash doing work. Another bash and an easy kill.
Bash Lord. Yeah.
Yes, summon your inner bash lord. Turn to the dark side. Feel the strength. And he will.
I don't think they should actually fight this Broodmother. He glimpsed him back, but what are they gonna do? This Broodmother has a BKB. Nothing they throw at him will work. In the worst case, she pops a BKB and TPs out. He can't really do anything.
I don't think it would ever even come to that. But yeah, if they used everything, still there's the BKB. BCZ is wrapping around. They will go in on Tron. He gets Malefist. BKB, I always want to fly, would really help him, but he's not going to have one. He mechs up, living armors as well. Looks for the black hole. The jukes by BZZ. Finally, this pesky fairy dragon has been cornered, isolated, and will go down. Tron, however, finding kills wherever he can. Now time lapses out, retreats, and while that's happening, Mag is breaking high ground. There's your Earthshaker Fissure. Echo Slam cooling down. But Mag, unafraid, he will just continue working on the tower. It's going to fall. And they need a gem at this point to deal with him. And unfortunately, all they've got is dust. Yeah, BKB is popped. Here we go. And he goes. Tron dropping quickly as well. Where's the bash when you need it? Running, chasing that Earthshaker, just hunting for kills. And comes the Morphling. They'll blow him up. Now onto Nexus, diving to the fountain. They really should have dove to the fountain, but iCCup, this game is over. This is definitely over. That's 2 lanes of racks. 27 minutes in. Game 1 was 75. This game, it's only going to take them 25 and 27 so far, but pretty much in the books, they'll take 1 lane of racks. They'll be looking for their second and possibly third very soon.
Yeah, but trolls and jokes aside, iCCup, I've discussed this with God the other time. They are a very, very surprising team. A lot of people underestimate them because, well, I always thought them before actually seeing them in the international qualifiers. I always thought them to be some kind of, well, a B team if you call it that. No offense to anyone, but they are kind of not the top tier like Alliance or anyone like that. But it's very surprising to me that they actually did pretty well in the Western qualifiers. They took down some teams they should not have, and it was really surprising for me because seeing them for the first time after really long. Yeah, they played very well, and the other day against Virtus Pro, they took them 2-1, and that was amazing performance as well. Yes, there were trolls by Virtus Pro, but in the third game, it was just proper execution, good drafting, and just good decision making.
Mag is diving Nexus here. He's got the Basher. He needs a bash. He's got a BKB as well. BKB's out of the glimpse. Now goes to work. Needs one more bash, and that should be the death of Nexus. Beautiful body blocking by BZZ. That will force Mag back. They do, I believe, have a gem on the puck, but it's such a long chase. They'll back off. To go back to what you were saying, though, they are a legitimate team, and they're actually not a B team. Mag played on Dare at the International too. He's a top player. They do have some lesser-known Russian players, at least to the Western scene. We'll have a huge clash now. BZZ going to get picked off, but this game's in the books. It's just a matter of time before iCCup take it. And they beat Navi at Tech Labs. I believe it was twice in a LAN. Now, there were some reports that there was issues at the LAN, but hey, they beat Navi on LAN twice. There's no excuse that can minimize that accomplishment.
Jekyll being the meta guy.
Oh, that is pretty unmattered. Wow. Well, they're feeling sassy. Yeah, not happy about what happened in Game 2, I believe.
But then again,
or Game 1.
BCZ, he left without saying GG, so...
Oh, sorry. No, I guess it wasn't a matter then. I completely missed the disconnect message. Too busy watching all the death notifications rack up. Gyro's disconnected right as the puck reconnects, but you can book it. iCCup is going on to the playoffs, and RoX.KiS is going to the loser bracket finals. They'll be playing Virtus Pro. That best of 3 is going to be coming up next. I still feel VP is going to take this in a clean 2-0 sweep, but they were also in full-on Crow mode yesterday, so who knows?
Yeah, they were. I was casting that game. That first game, man, that Trolls was amazing. And now Resolution sitting at 13 for 0. 14 for 0.
Queen of Pain talking a little smack as this base dies. RoX.KiS, everything burning around them. They will be going to the loser bracket. They'll have to play VP. If they lose that match, they get knocked out. If they win, VP goes home, which would be quite a surprise to me. I feel VP should take it easily 2-0 if they show up to play. Will they? We'll have to wait to find out. But iCCup, I think that's really the story of the day, is they are a legitimate team. They are a team. And for me, RoX.KiS, not only did they get owned this game and in the last game, but at last game they had such an advantage. I felt they should have been able to take it. And the fact that they didn't, I think it's just they don't have... I don't feel like I'm casting a team. It does feel like a group of individuals to me at times, and with iCCup, it feels like a team, and that shows here.
Yeah, I watched them since they had Kev, or what's his name, Hexor on their team. So the team has changed a lot since then. So iCCup, the new ones, definitely spectacular performances here. They may not be as good as Alliance or stuff like that, but they have actually really great teamwork, and I like their drafts actually. Some interesting picks: Brood Mother, the Morphling, all very interesting. And Jackal's a very talented player. He's Weaver, really carried them to victory against Virtus Pro the other day. So we hope to see that next game if they do play. No more games from them.
Yeah.
No more games from them.
We'll be done for now with this series, guys, but we will be coming back soon with another best of 3. It's going to be RoX.KiS versus Virtus Pro, your final best of 3 of Group A. I, of course, am LD of Beyond the Summit. You can follow me on twitter.com/LDDota. He is Lysander. If you enjoy his casting, twitter.com/Lysander Zanora. Lysander, you could just post that link in the stream chat in a minute or two,
Yeah,
because
I will.
It's a bit of a mouthful to spell out. But Lysander, thanks for joining me. Guys, stay tuned. We'll be back with one more best of 3, and then we'll call it a day. I'll get some quick rest, and we'll have the Alienware Cup. Stay tuned.
All right.
Mm-hmm.